Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and today I'm going to be talking about Season 2 for Vanguard and Warzone because Call of Duty did tweet out yesterday saying the front lines are getting reinforced. Get ready for armored war machines coming to Vanguard and Warzone on February 14th, which of course is the release date for Season 2, and technically we should already be in Season 2 right now. However, they delayed Season 2 on purpose so that way they can focus on fixing some of the core issues within Vanguard and within Warzone, because ever since the integration, things have just been haywire essentially over there, and it just seems like it's just been a huge mess when it comes to like all these problems added up together within these games. Warzone doesn't actually seem like it has that many problems. Admittedly, I don't really play Warzone too often, but Vanguard was definitely littered with bugs and it really does need to be cleaned up, and they actually did do a pretty good job, I think, cleaning up some of these bugs. It's a lot easier to earn atomic camo now, especially when it came to the Panzerfaust challenges, which is amazing because now I finally have diamond rocket launchers, so I have those completely out of the way, and I recommend you guys get them done now as well, while I guess it still works to actually obtain diamond camo for the launchers. So anyway, let's talk more about Season 2 here. So I told you guys the tweets, but along with the tweet came with this image, which of course is obviously like a Season 2 image. I mean, nothing really too special here. As you can see, the person in the middle is driving a motorcycle, but you can also see on the ends of like kind of to the right and left of those other characters, you can see tanks, and there actually is another image that's more expanded and you can actually see the entire tanks themselves. For some reason, I can't find that image on the internet. I know people have like uploaded it to YouTube and were to show it off there, but for some reason when I looked up like leaked Vanguard Season 2 images on my computer, at least on Twitter anyway, I couldn't find it. I did actually find one, but it was littered with like people's names on it, so that way if you try to copy it, it's just going to show where you got it from essentially. I didn't really want to do that, so I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just use the image that Call of Duty provided us. So I'm sure later on, you know, when it gets closer to this launch of Season 2, they're going to send out the image that's more expanded and you can actually see the tanks for yourselves in its full glory. But either way, it's pretty obvious that tanks are going to be coming to Vanguard and Warzone. We can confirm this based on credible leakers out there, and the thing about these tanks is that in Vanguard side of things, it looks like they're going to add them in a way where it's put into the new game mode War, which I'm not really sure what they're going to do with this game mode called War, because War was a game mode back in Call of Duty World War II that Sledgehammer Games also made, and so I'm not sure if they're bringing back the exact same type of War game mode where you can like build like machine gun turrets onto like certain areas, and you can also build a bridge, you can build walls to like trying to keep the attackers out of the way from planting a bomb on your ammo supply or whatever, right? Remember that little meme there, that a bomb's been planted on our ammo supply? Man, that was a really good time, let me tell you. But either way, I actually did enjoy playing War back during Call of Duty World War II, and I think it would be cool to see it within Vanguard as well. However, my biggest concern adding a game mode like this, it requires you to play on maps that aren't already in the game. They have to design maps specifically for the War game mode, and I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to cater it to where you can now drive vehicles, because you couldn't technically drive vehicles in War mode for Call of Duty World War II. Sure, we had tanks, and if you were near one, you could like escort them, which was basically part of the objective, and you can go inside the machine gun turret, but you couldn't technically control any vehicles back in Call of Duty World War II. So I think they're going to change it up a bit and add vehicles in the game other than tanks, like such as the motorcycle like we see here within the front cover, and maybe even trucks as well. And so I'm curious to see like how this is going to play out. I know back during Modern Warfare we had a ground war game mode which did have vehicles, and there were tanks in that mode as well, and there was one map in particular that was like on the quarry, basically the quarry type map that you saw in Verdansk and Warzone. And there was this hilly area, and this hillside of the map, all it was tanks going up there and just taking out people, going on long streaks. It was incredibly easy how you could get on long streaks just by driving a tank up there. And I think they did something to actually nerf it to where you couldn't do that anymore. I think they just blocked off the path of going on those hills for those tanks. But still, that was pretty annoying to go up against in ground war for Modern Warfare. And so when it comes to this war mode, I don't know if it's going to act similar to like ground war like we saw in on Modern Warfare, like just this big team battle, team deathmatch, or it's this big team like domination type mode. I don't know if it's going to be like that, or if it's going to cater more to the war mode we saw within World War II, where there's actual objectives you have to progress through, and then the attackers basically have to get through every single objective in order to win the round. And then of course the defenders have to like kind of stop the attackers and let time run out so they can win. I don't know if it's going to be like that. We don't really have too much information, or at least a lot of information hasn't been like spat at me anyway, because it seems like I'm pretty good when it comes to actually looking up leaked information, and it comes my way over on Twitter. But for some reason, nobody's talking about Vanguard. And I mean, I shouldn't say for some reason. I can definitely see why no one's talking about Vanguard. But like the thing is, usually when it comes to leaked information like this, I feel like I see a lot of people talking about it, and I just don't, which is really sad actually. But either way, we'll have to see how war mode actually turns out within Vanguard. But for Warzone, what is that going to entail? Because clearly this tweet from Call of Duty is saying that we're going to be getting tanks in Warzone, and so I'm really curious how this is going to play out. And so my first bet, the first thing that I'm going to do when I play on Warzone, and I am assuming these tanks are going to be available on the Caldera map. I doubt we'll see them on Rebirth Island. That wouldn't make any sense to me. But if the tanks do come onto Caldera, how are we going to be able to stop them? Obviously, there's going to be rocket launchers scattered around the map that we could probably pick up. I'm sure if you could like angle like an AA gun, like an AA gun turret on like a truck or something, like you angle the truck a certain way to where you can face the AA gun at these tanks. I'm sure you could do it, but most of the time you're not going to do that, because AA turrets are meant to take out aircraft. So I guess the planes could also take them out as well. I didn't really think about that, but I feel like I should just be running C4 on all my loadout classes, because if I'm going up against tanks, I'm going to be I want to take them out, right? And so I really probably should focus on using C4 on my loadouts if that's the case, but we'll have to see how it goes. One thing that they've done in the past that I hope they currently don't do is make it to where these tanks have unlimited ammo, and I think the AA turrets actually do have unlimited ammo, same with the planes as well. And so I think it would be a lot more fair if they actually like had an ammo count for these tanks, so people aren't just like abusing them and making it to where it's just like nearly impossible for anyone to take them out depending on where they're positioned and stuff like that. And by the way, Call of Duty Mobile does have a Battle Royale mode, and in that Battle Royale mode there are tanks in it, and let me tell you, every single time I've gotten a tank in COD Mobile's Battle Royale, no one has ever taken me out. I get there's bots in that game and stuff like that, but still, I've never been able to get taken out from a tank in COD Mobile. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more smarter players who play Warzone that can take me out, but still, I feel like this could be a little bit concerning when it comes to the Battle Royale aspect. When it comes to plunder, I mean, I don't give a shit, honestly. You have unlimited amount of lives, you can respawn whenever you want, so when it comes to tanks and plunder, I could care less. I mean, you could literally just land on top of a tank, drop C4, run away, blow it up, or maybe even kill yourself purposely in the process so that way the tank's destroyed. I don't care how tanks work in plunder. It's just the Battle Royale sense is what I'm kind of thinking and how that might play out. But either way, I am curious to see how this new update's going to go, what kind of content we're going to get with these within Season 2, and of course, within the image I already showed you guys, those of course are going to be the new 3 operators we're going to play as. I assuming these are going to be part of a new task force, because in Season 1, we had the Trident task force with those 3 new characters, and so we're going to get 3 more new characters in another task force, I'm assuming. And one thing I hope they don't do, and they most likely will, is that one of these characters is probably not going to be available in the Battle Pass. The one that we see front and center is most likely going to be at Tier 1 and maybe even have a Tier 100 skin. But, you know, it seems like every time they add new operators into a season for Call of Duty, there's always at least one operator that isn't going to be available for you in the Battle Pass, and you're going to have to pay for a bundle to get access to them. And sometimes, and I mean sometimes, in future seasons, the Battle Pass will contain that operator, so you don't technically have to buy that bundle to get access to them. You can wait patiently until another season comes out and they may have that operator. We saw the same thing within Modern Warfare, we saw the same thing within Black Ops Cold War, and I guarantee you the same thing is going to happen within Vanguard. I personally do not like this because I think it's cool how we have a bunch of different operators to play as. I just wish we had access to all of them in any season that we play, and we don't actually have to pay for a bundle to get access to them, because because there are some operators that were really cool in previous Call of Duty games, and so it'd be really cool if we can actually get access to all of them within the actual season's battle pass instead of having one of them be available in a bundle, which I just think is really dumb. But either way, that's it for the video, guys. I just want to go ahead and give you information regarding Season 2. We don't know too much, but War Mode and tanks look like they're going to be added to Vanguard and Warzone, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Of course, we're probably going to get some more information later this week, because I believe next week is when Season 2 is going to drop. Yes, February 14th. Yeah, literally a week from today, it's going to drop. So, yeah, let's just go wait and see when we get more information. I'll keep you guys up to date, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I shall catch you guys later.